Historical imagery portrays North America before European arrival as a disconnected wilderness, a sprawl of forests and plains without roads, heavy transport, or a standard currency. Archaeology tells a different story. When we map the geological origins of raw materials and then locate where those same stones and shells were actually found buried in ancient settlements, we see movement across the entire continent. Take obsidian. This dark volcanic glass only forms in specific regions, yet pieces exactly like this are unearthed hundreds of miles from any volcanic activity. The same pattern appears with turquoise. These stones originate in the arid southwest, but archaeologists have consistently found them in regions far beyond the desert. Marine shells from the Gulf and Atlantic coasts appear frequently in inland territories, often buried deep in the soil of mainland ceremonial centers. Moving heavy minerals and fragile shells over such distances required persistent coordination and labor. These displaced items are the physical evidence of an exchange system that connected the continent long before modern transport. This system relied on a network of trade routes. By tracing the movement of these materials, we can see the specific trails and waterways that linked nearly every corner of the continent. The Mississippi River served as a central transportation corridor. Its wide path allowed traders to move high volumes of goods deep into the interior. Further north, the Great Lakes functioned as an inland sea. This allowed communities to distribute heavy copper from northern shores to distant nations. Connecting the Southwest required grueling overland travel. Traders spent weeks or even months crossing mountain passes and arid plains on foot. Traders maintained dedicated corridors, relying on immense physical endurance and geographic knowledge passed down through generations. Ancient inhabitants mastered the geography, turning rivers and desert passes into connections that sustained their societies. But logistics only tell half the story. The exchange of these goods happened without a single standardized financial currency. While early trade met local needs for food and tools, the system grew into a primary method of diplomacy. At the center of the system was ceremonial gift-giving. Exchanging items of high craftsmanship, like these pipestone pipes, helped nations forge political alliances and build trust. Offering rare materials like Great Lakes copper or Gulf shells carried specific cultural weight. These items served as physical proof of peace agreements and mutual respect. This physical exchange also facilitated the transmission of ideas. Sharing new technologies, new artistic styles, and medicinal knowledge spread along these same paths. Native American trade provided the social and political framework that reduced conflict and sustained partnerships across thousands of miles. European explorers arriving on the Atlantic coast often described the local populations as isolated from one another. In reality, they had encountered an active network of communication and exchange that spanned the landmass. Because this network existed, a specific carving style or agricultural practice could originate in one region and influence communities thousands of miles away. Physical trade linked the land, but shared spiritual beliefs, traditions tied to the earth, the stars, and the ancestors, provided an even deeper connection between these nations. The first great infrastructure of North America relied on human relationships and diplomatic bonds, uniting the landmass through shared culture centuries before global contact.